almost done.
And they're gonna put some pipe in that before it will finish.
Some pipes, nice.
I understand why they put a lot of soil now. It's like above.
Yeah, it's an overkill for
Yeah.
sure. But that's good.
They're gonna put just realize that there's a like why is it? You know, it's over from the floor
Exactly, it's very large.
because it's gonna be pushed.
It's hot today, baby. It's really hot. Did you guys miss my nuclear plutonium green jackets? Is it appealing to your eyes? Does it nourish your eye vision by looking at this gorgeous color? Cleaning off all the branches in preparation for lots of farming here. It's not so nice to walk around the soil or the area because if you step on a branch, you kind of slip. So I just want to remove that.
Coming to life. Oh, my hat is quite big.
Welcome to the new video, guys. We are up at the land finally. I've been here a few times in the last month, but as you saw in the previous video, we were dealing with some serious issue, but we're back on track in life. We go through harsh times, and that's just normal. We're not perfect, and that's just the way it is, and we just have to accept that and moving on. Anyways, we have huge updates with the house and the land and the surroundings. You can see there's a massive post to begin with.
They can see you.
Oh, there's a massive post here behind. I know the lens is a bit far, so we'll move closer so you can see better. Let's walk around.
Before we're gonna show you the house, look at what are the things are here. Is it calabasa, right?
Squash.
Oh, that's like calabasa.
Is that the same thing? Calabasa and squash?
Yeah, in Tagalog.
What can you say?
Amazing. Let me see that the beam is getting better there. Wow, you can see how thick. That's what they said. It's like a 3-story beam.
You can see there in the garage, that's actually all the prep work for a proper room is done. So we got the massive posts, all sides, and the roof as well. But yeah, that's a bit of overkill for a garage, so very likely we'll turn that into a room one day.
That's the beam. Beam for the garage.
It is built like the rest of the house, meaning big posts and the beam is the same structure as the rest of the rooms in the house. And we're able to put a garage behind it because we took quite a bit further out of the slope, so we have a huge amount of space there for the car in the future. So this is what I'm very happy with. Nice, huh? It's tall, 3.5 meters.
Here's the swimming pool. Ooh, looking great already. So this,
It's not looking great.
but I can see it already. You know, I can see it,
the shape.
the shape.
I believe it's actually around the same thickness as the posts. So everything you see here, the seats all around the pool, except this way you'll have seats around it about 40 centimeter up to here.
And this is for the shallow part for the kids.
Exactly. So now, we've said this many times before, but now you can finally see it. Let's see when they start working on this, but as of now it's all about the posts, and then they start to, oh, look at there's the eagle finally. I haven't seen the eagle for a long time. Hello, eagle.
As you can see at the back here, there's the beam. All the binding is finished.
How incredibly changed has everything since you've been here 1 month ago.
Oh yeah, I have a picture before and after.
We got maybe that's a thumbnail. We have a before and after picture in 1 month of work. Now we did have a small setback the other day. We had about 3-4 days of rain, and then it was not much workers, but good now.
I'll let Finn to finish all those three because I can't now. It's too much for me, so I need to go back to the deep house.
All
Enjoy!
right, take a rest. Are you able to show the cut on your stomach?
No.
And then this big project here, the corner, which we talked so much about, and the reinforcement, everything we did here so far, we're pretty much at the final stages, which is putting grass in the soil just to bind everything perfectly. Because without it, you see these small cracks where the water drains down, and with the time it's gonna erode. But this grass is gonna bind everything, and this is frog grass. The nice thing about frog grass is that it doesn't grow upwards. It only goes sideways, so there's almost no maintenance with this grass. Just plant it, water it, and then it will take over the whole area here and bind everything. So we're very excited about that. Here, this section here along the reinforcement wall, that's also where a lot of water is collected. We have pipes in between. So we're gonna plant something nice here because this is always moist. Really good to put something down here. Now, let me show you what I'm standing on. The reinforcement is finally done. The guys are actually bringing the mixer because there's few spots here. They're gonna make cement drainage because we found now with the rain, which was good, we found few spots where all the water goes down. So here in this spot, this is the lowest point of the reinforcement wall, and that means if it's such a heavy rain, it actually overflows. And the pipes in between are not enough. We found that out, which is okay. So all they do is they'll mix some cement over here. Second drainage part I want to show you. So this part here, where most of the water comes down from the building and the slope. So all the water gets collected, drains down here, and it's already created a small crack here. So the guys are gonna bring in a few hollow blocks and the mixer, and here we're gonna create a nice cement drainage so it stops catching some of the soil. So we got a few spots of that. We want to make sure all the drainage system here is good for the future. We want to do it now instead of later. Awesome. Additionally, very happy with the outcome of the reinforcement wall because I asked them instead of make steps, just make it smooth slope here, because in the future we might bring some wheelbarrows, because right here behind me, this is where we enter the gardening area. We're gonna have like a small beam here with not hog wire, fence type of material where plants can grow up and around. So this whole section here, in the next month or so, is gonna be covered with some vegetation. Hey. What's that, Charlotte?
That's pineapple.
Pineapples! Oh, I love my crew. They just planted this over here. There's also another huge farm, well, not huge, but a big section of the land they turned into a farming area. So we got squash section in the corner, I'll show you later, and then another section where they planted rice. Before I'll show you more of the house, we can walk around the garden area. This is unbelievable. I tried planting cantaloupe over here, and it's expanding very fast. We got a big one over here, That's about 2 months. Another cantaloupe. And some of our crew made a small squash garden over here. This one here, squash. That's a papaya. That's a calamansi. That's a guyabano. Then of course we have a couple of banana trees. And here's our temporary fence made out of material from the land, bamboo. And it's so nice to release Jake now. It just runs around super happy. And here's a big section of farming. Some of our staff did, our crew. Never asked them to do this, they just did it. Awesome, I love it. A few different plants here. But most of it is the rice. I have no idea. There's a type of a rice that doesn't need to be in the classic one in the swampy, watery areas. Alright, so all of the posts are done, the 24 of them, as well binding the steel and the tippity top, and that is usually the most time-consuming process of the construction. So we're pretty far into it, about 3.5 months I would say now. Very, very happy with the progress. One of the biggest challenges I always thought here was bringing materials up here in the land, but actually guys, the cost of delivery materials here in the Philippines is extremely cheap and only like a few hundred pesos extra to deliver it up here, so I'm very happy with that. Another thing here, the septic tanks are done. Cool thing about the septic tanks, there are a few different slots. One fills, you start using the next one. Super.